This is a video review for Transformers Prime Deluxe Class Decepticon Rumble. So, after searching forever, I finally found a Rumble. It's a funny story actually how I found him. I had already been finished with my Christmas shopping, and everywhere I had went trying to look for a Rumble, I would find Mini Cup. Many of Cup. And that's the thing, I would find like 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups, at max, and not even see one Rumble. And, even at the place, the Myers, where I found Cup, I had to ask a woman to go above the shelves and look at the Deluxes that were up there, and Cup was up there, but Rumble wasn't, so that I didn't understand. Well, I went to TJ Maxx yesterday, because at TJ Maxx, and I believe Ross stores as well, for you guys over there on the West Coast, which actually have that store, the latest wave of Prime figures have been starting to show up there because the Beast Hunters figures are now out at Toys R Us's across the country. The latest wave of Prime Robots in Disguise figures such as Rumble's Deluxe Wave and Thundertron/Ultra Magnus's wave of Voyagers have been spotted at TJ Maxx's and Ross stores as well. I don't know about Marshall's, but the Deluxes would be $6.99 and the Voyagers are $12.99. Well, I went there first. No such luck other than finding like a Dark of the Moon Human Alliance Roadbuster for like $16. But other than that, they really didn't have much else. So I went, and I needed something else anyway. So I went and I braved the massive amounts of last minute Christmas shoppers at Target right in the same plaza. And for some reason, the Target I went to, this was the Deluxe figures were the only figures that they stocked anymore. The Voyager section, the actual shelf space, that was all gone. No Transformers there were to be found. Like, they took them off, threw them away, and put a bunch of big RC trucks there. Because even the price tags were gone. So, but the Prime Deluxes had a full shelf. They even took over the Fall of Cybertron Deluxe's shelf. And lo and behold, amidst the chaos and the full Deluxes was there one Rumble. So finally got my Rumble. Sorry, I just felt like I just really wanted to tell that story. So I'm sorry if you guys I'm sorry for all of you guys that are still watching after that stupid story. I thank you. Now to the actual review. For some reason, the lighting in my room here is making Rumble come off as this light, really light blue, from what I can tell. From what I can see, looking at my camera. But it's not really that. It's really a nice darker blue. It's not a dark blue, but it's more of it's a mixture between a dark blue and a light blue. So it's a fairly middle of the road blue. You can see if my camera will focus. Come on. There it is. Here's a nice Decepticon logo right there on the front there. He's got, a nice painted black, grill. It's like a charcoalish or really dark silver front bumper. You got the black lights. Come back here. It's got the molded in detail, but as of like things recently, the only paint they have back here is a Decepticon logo. The rest is just unpainted. And he does come with his pile driver / missile launcher weapons. And what's real? I know this isn't really the purpose for them, but you can see they have little tabs here. The funny thing is they line up perfectly so that you can do this. So I don't know, but he does come with these pile driver weapons, which, as you can see, the posts are over farther to one side, which you will see the reason for that in robot mode. So I'm just going to set these off to the side. So here's Rumble. He does roll very well. As you can see under here, you can see his chest and his legs. You can see the upper part of the arms, but that's not as blatant because this whole section here is his arms. So size comparison wise, I have Hotshot. As you can see there, Hotshot's a little wider and a little taller, but size-wise, we really won't have to worry about things like that until robot mode. So, to transform him, what you want to do is you just want to pop these pieces out. You want to fold you know, fold the legs out and down like this. This is as far as they will go until you take the front bumper section and fold it in. Then the leg will fold down. Do the same thing here, and the leg will fold down. And then it kind of gives them these little bumper sections in here, which I suppose you can, once you fold the foot down, you can, you know, pull them in a little more, but that's putting a lot of stress on that joint there. So I just like to keep it like this. And I'm sorry if this is not the correct transformation, this is just the way I like doing it the best. So, there you have his legs. For once, they're actually staying nice and sturdy. You want to come up here. Like I said, this whole section is the arms. Just want to fold that up, fold these back, and then they are out like this. See that? Just want to fold it in like that, and then fold it in like this, all the way. Do the same thing on this one. And then they end up getting pretty much sealed, or pretty much filled. Then you want to, gotta pull up my camera even higher. Then you want to take these two pieces and fold them back like this. Then you want to separate the arms. Let me bring this back down now. Separate the arms, fold them down, rotate the arm around, and a lot of people just have them sitting, the door piece sitting up here like this. My way, it may not be the best for the figure overall in the future, but it does work for me, and I was just checking to see if there's any stress marks, so whether I should show you this or not. Although this doesn't look bad, what I like to do is I just like to fold this in a little bit more, because it does have a peg right there, or a little clip right there, and it just clips nice and firm right there. I know that has been shown in, I think that's been shown in maybe 1 or 2 reviews tops. I don't think it's in the instructions though. So, do that. And you have him pretty much finished. Except for, you want to take this, open it up, and head springs out. Then you want to clip that into place. And there you have Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise, Deluxe Class Rumble in his robot mode. Now, first things first, like I was saying, as you can see, there's the post is off to one side farther on the hand, and that's because for an example, if you want to, well, if you put the pile drivers on his hands, they completely cover his hands. You know, you can have him like this, but it kind of shows off the post. So I just kind of, if he's gonna hold it, I like to have him hold it like this. You know, maybe like a gun. You know, but normally I have him hold both. And that's the thing. Since it's off to one side, he can hold this one. He can hold. You know, you can put either one in either hand, but they're meant for one, because if you do it like this is as far as it goes, and then the gun/pile driver is way off to the side. So I like to do this. You know, for the sake of the review, I'm going to go ahead and put both in for the moment. So there's what he looks like with both guns/pile drivers in his hand. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this one out. And there are pegs, or peg holes right back here, where you can just store it. So there you have Rumble. I know this is supposed to be pile driver / gun, so when I have one in his hand, I just like to use it as a gun. You know, maybe have him hold it, you know, with you know, out a little bit farther than the other hand. But you can obviously have them in both hands. So, size comparison wise, this is where it starts to get a tiny bit disappointing, because, you know, you look at Vortex. You know, he's a lot wider than Fall of Cybertron Vortex, but you can see Vortex is quite a bit taller. And we can get to him. You know, it's just, Rumble is a little small height-wise, which I understand. I know I'm going to get a lot of complaints. You know, if I don't say this, I will get a lot of complaints. Or he's with Viacom, saying, well, he's Rumble, he's not supposed to be big. Which I understand that. It just kind of feels like I pay for robot mode. I kind of paid for a scout class. but that's okay. This is still a fantastic figure. Now, what people have done when they try to goof off with Rumble is they don't reveal his head, and then they say this is his head, the chest section, because as you can see, the molded in details make it look like he has eyes. Yeah, because you can see like an evil face in his chest. But while we're here, look at this. Rumble has a very nice head sculpt. He's got a nice faceplate. He's got very good light piping. I really can't get good light piping right now because I don't have my flashlight with me. But yeah, very fantastic light piping. So if my camera's gonna focus. There we go. Articulation-wise, he has ball jointed shoulders. He can rotate at the bicep. He's got got the elbow joint. No wrist articulation. His head is on a ball joint. It takes a little bit, but you can rotate him 360 degrees. He has ball jointed hips. Can rotate at the upper thigh hip area, and he can bend at the knees. And his feet have their own ball joints. And that's his articulation. So, as you can see, Hasbro did include molded in guns which sit on his back, which as every G1 person knows, he had those, that his guns he stored on his back like that, sticking up. And I don't know because I know G1 contradicted itself a lot, but I believe it was just about every time you saw Rumble, if he had guns on him, they were stored back here and looking like that. So that was a very nice G1 homage that they didn't have to do. Sorry, I can't speak today. But they didn't have to do, but they went ahead and did it anyway. But and this figure overall is just fantastic. Obviously, you're not going to check it out from the back, but if you do, it's not bad. I mean, the figure's just overall, it's really fantastic. Absolutely no kibble. This is the only part that concerns me, but they took the most of having to have this because by adding the guns. They took the most of having to have that, they added the guns. So I think that was a great thing to do. So overall, very nice figure. The only problem is he's the last wave of the initial Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxes, and he's one to a case. So if you find him and you still don't have him and you're on the fence about him, just go ahead and get him, because next thing you know, unless you find him at a TJ Maxx or something, which God forbid, people will snag them up from there too. You're not going to be able to find them for much longer because the Beast Hunters figures are out and will be in all stores soon. More than just Toys R Us, they will be out and in all stores soon enough. So this may be one of the last couple of weeks or month to be able to get the original Prime figures. Because once Beast Hunters comes around, these figures might be clearanced out, and your odds of finding a Rumble clearanced out will be next to none, considering he's one to a case. So there you guys have him, an absolutely amazing figure, and Transformers Prime Deluxe Class Rumble.